Hayley Tamaddon, former Coronation Street and Emmerdale actress, is a passionate supporter of the campaign to address plastic pollution in the Northwest. As a mother to a 3-year-old, she understands the urgency of tackling plastic pollution for the sake of her child's future and is determined to raise awareness about the issue and share practical tips on how to properly dispose of plastic. And Hayley is on the phone with us here. How are you today?
Oh, I'm all good, Toby. Listen, that was an amazing introduction.
Thank you.
You pretty much covered everything.
Yeah. Well, why do you think it's important generally for us to address plastic pollution?
Listen, I think it's hugely important, right? And it starts with us. It starts with the grown-ups. We have to educate our children, because if we don't, by 2050, there is going to be more plastic in the ocean than fish. So we cannot let that happen. So I am working with a fantastic campaign called Plug Your Plastic Use campaign. And it's run by Natural Course Project. They are a Northwest Rivers and Water Environment project. And basically, it's designed to help deliver real improvements to our rivers and water. So, Toby, this message is really simple, okay? Avoid single-use plastic wherever possible. And when I say single-use plastic, I mean things like, it's so simple to go to the shops and just buy a plastic bottle of water, isn't it, right?
Yeah.
So many of us are culprits to do it. But you know what? If you do what I've done and what loads of people have done, buy a 1 litre, 2 litre water bottle, refill it, reuse it every day. Think of the amount of plastic we're saving from heading into our oceans. That's why it's important.
The thing with that, though, is people may say that they like the taste of the bottled water and they don't like tap water. But I suppose there are other solutions for that. I mean, in some countries they already do this. In parts of this country they're trying to do it, where you pay a deposit on the water bottle and you can bring it back.
Yeah, that's an interesting solution. Or get a water filter tank, or get, what I have a jug, a water filter. The filter lasts for 3 months at a time, and the water tastes like bottled water. If that's what you're worried about, get a little water jug, and then you are helping the environment at the same time. And it isn't just plastic bottles either, Toby. It's things like, when you go to the supermarket and you get a salad bowl, they usually come in a plastic container. These days, so many supermarkets have a salad bar. If you look around your supermarket, they've got a salad bar. Take your plastic container and use it every day and refill it. And then if you've got kids, you can take that container home and do what I do with my little boy Jasper, and I use all his crayons and all his little toy cars, and he's got a little plastic container there with a lid, all for his little toys. It's reusing plastic as much as recycling plastic. It's really important.
Single-use plastics are slowly dying out. I mean, you used to get sandwiches would come in plastic, whereas now most of the time it's kind of cardboard. So what do you think are the most effective ways to encourage people to cut down on it?
They are on their way out, but we have a long way to go before we walk into a supermarket and we don't see any plastic. So how can we help the environment if that's the case? You can do things like refill, okay? That's a really important thing to do. Refill things. Refill your water bottle. Refill your shampoo bottles if you want, and keep using the same shampoo bottles. Soap dispensers, things like that. Have a little bin in your bathroom specifically for your shampoo, your soap bottles, and that means you take it straight to the recycling. Like, I don't know about you, but, I think most households these days are doing their bit. We are wanting to make a difference to the environment. Especially in my household, we recycle everything we can, or we reuse everything we can. And, we go down to the beach, me and Jasper, we live very close to the beach. If we see any plastic on the beach, me and Jasper pick it up and we put it in the bin. And that's me teaching my child that, you know what, just doing these little bits is going to help your future and benefit you. And we can all make this work, Toby. We just have to make a little start.
Yeah. The campaign actually highlights that 80% of plastic in the ocean comes from inland sources like rivers and coastlines due to littering and overflowing bins. So how do you think we can change people's behaviour there? Because it just seems to always be happening.
Yeah, it does. It does seem to be happening. I think a lot of people would say, well, why should I pick up somebody else's rubbish? And completely understandable. It really is. If you're around most UK towns these days will have bins in the streets and recycling bins in the streets.
Yeah.
That is a thing that is happening now. If you see something on the floor, of course you may not want to pick it up. But if it's a plastic bottle, you know what? If you've got a tissue in your handbag, get a tissue out, pick it up. I carry hand sanitizer with me everywhere I go because I have a 3-year-old as well. I'm pretty hygienic like that. So I don't mind. I pick a plastic bottle up, put it in the bin, get my hand sanitizer out and sanitize my hands. I've done my bit and I feel good for doing it. You know, it's things like that. We have to be able to make a start here. We have got a long way to go. But if we don't start, you know, like I said, by 2050, there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than fish. And then we eat the fish. So what do you think we're eating?
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if there are no bins, that's absolutely no excuse, is it? You can
I've seen drivers throw things out of their car windows before.
Wow.
You know, and that really, really gets my little little back up. You know, I kind of want to get out of the car and tell them off, you know. So we've got to start. We've got to make a start. And if you are one of those drivers that's done that, by the way, shame on you.
Yeah.
Don't do it again. Take it home with you, you know. It's just really important. And we need to talk about it. If we don't talk about it more, how do we educate people? How do we educate children more so, you know?
Yeah. Because most of it comes from inland, people might think that they're not to blame for the plastic in the ocean because they're not going out in a boat and chucking it all out. Whereas actually they kind of are taking part in it.
You know, there's a lot of people actually believe that the plastic in the ocean and the problem in the ocean is caused by fishermen and fishing tackle and fishing nets and all of that. It actually isn't just that, you know. It is coming from us. It is stemming from inland towns and cities. It is basically us doing what I said, reusing, get your plastic to stop using single plastic and get your containers and refill them. Starting with your water bottles, that's really important because that's what I see most of is water bottles, plastic bottles all the time. You know, we as a nation, we don't drink enough water anyway. So get a 2-litre bottle like I do, fill it up and drink it throughout the day. You know, if you were going to drink 2 litres of water out of small plastic bottles, how many bottles is that in a day?
Yeah.
You know, it just makes sense.
Well, where are we able to go to find out more information?
Right. So if you head to naturalcourse.co.uk, you will find on there all of my hot tips, how I can help you make some baby steps, some little changes that will really go a long way. And I'm very grateful to those who will do that for me. So thank you.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for talking to us today. It's been great having you here.
My pleasure. Lovely to talk to you, Toby. Have a good day.